Hey guys, what's up? This is Meathead Mikkel from meatheadgaming.com, back with another PTR 2.1 video, and today we're going to be looking at the new Firebird's wizard, and this is the only video most likely I'm going to do before 2.1 hits, just because it's kind of running out of time. But I did want to look at the new Firebird set, and we're going to be doing this in Greater Rift Tier 32. And so first of all, I'm going to go over my follower, just using all defensive passives. I'm going to be using the Cannot Die Relic and going for double unity for the 50% damage reduction. Guys, I think for the most part, this is going to be mandatory in solo leaderboards. It's too good. It's way too good to give up. And then I'm going to be using BK Ring, which got nerfed, but it's still like not bad. Azure Wrath for a little bit of freeze, just more attack speed, and then S of Johann for the pull. Best in slot amulet. For your follower, these are my skills, so you might be wondering why I only have 15% move speed. I actually have 10% of my boots, which I couldn't get rid of. Rest and int, and then attack speed last. Don't really need it here. I prefer coolddown reduction over attack speed just because it's going to let me get my black hole out quicker or more often. And then defense, just going to be going for life regen last. Utility, you probably want to do resource cost reduction and area damage first, and then this other stuff. Skills, I'm going to be, so basically here's what I'm going to be doing, guys. I'm going to be using the new Blizzard Apocalypse, which has a 30-yard AoE range for trash mobs for the most part, and then for, I'm going to be casting Hydra as much as possible, and then Black Holing Elites, and this should get me to 3 stacks, or to 3,000 weapon damage stacks on the Firebird set fairly quickly. So anyway, Black Hole Blazer, Blizzard Apocalypse, Mammoth Hydra. The reason this is so good is because it's 400 weapon damage per second. So even after a couple seconds, that's already 800 weapon damage. Black Hole, after it finishes doing its thing, it explodes for basically double damage again. And so now you're looking at like almost 1,500 weapon damage. So just basically from Black Hole and like a couple ticks of Hydra and maybe like 1 or 2 ticks of Blizzard, you're already at 3,000 weapon damage, and that's when your 6-piece Firebirds kicks in. I'm going to be using Teleport Safe Passage, absolutely amazing defensive skill, especially with Force Armor, because every time Force Armor procs, your teleport is going to go off cooldown when you're using it with Illusionist, which I actually have on my Hellfire Amulet. So this is a very, very strong synergy. I think Force Armor is going to be preferable to Prismatic Armor somewhere in like early to mid 30s. Then Magic Weapon, Force Weapon. Some of you may be asking, why am I not using Ignite? Ignite is good, but only with skills that have high proc coefficients. Blizzard has an absolutely atrocious proc coefficient, and I don't think Hydra even does it, or maybe just has like a really low one. But like if you were doing this with something like Meteor or Magic Missile, then yeah, Ignite would be pretty good. But otherwise, I'm going for Force Weapon. And I'm going to be going for Blur, Evocation, so I can get more, black holes more often. Conflagration, absolutely necessary. Using Unstable Anomaly, just because, it's nice to have a second life in Greater Rifts, kind of, helps you get away with poor gameplay or just, impossible situations every now and then. But the Wizard is one of those classes where you actually don't necessarily need 5 passives. And I do have, Hellfire Amulet with the Illusionist passive, so I am going to be rolling with 5. Got the Firebird set. Not the best rolls on it, by the way, guys. Like, this could be a lot better. These are just the pieces that I happen to have, and so they're definitely not optimized. Got some decent Mage Fists. You don't really need attack speed for this build because, I hope you get your Blizzard out a little bit quicker, but this is more about, weapon percent damage than it is about attack speed. So cooldown reduction is actually pretty good. Going to be using Witching Hour, Reaper's Wraps. Actually, Strong Arms would be better here because of the Black Hole, but I don't have Fire Strong Arms, guys, so I know you guys are going to comment on it, but I'm aware. And then I'm going to be using Ring of Royal Grandeur. If you're going to be going for a 2-hander, aka the Furnace, and if you look at leaderboards on PTR, the highest tier wizards are all using 2-handers, and they're using the Furnace. Then you have to use Ring of Royal Grandeur, so you can get, or you don't have to, but it's really nice because then it lets you use Mage Fists. Otherwise, you'd have to use the Firebird's gloves. So I guess you could go like Saj and Unity here, which it's debatable if it's better than using Mage Fists, or you know, Cinder Coat. I think for this kind of build, you probably want Mage Fist over Cinder Coat, because Mage Fist will give you a 5th property, whereas Cinder Coat does not. And so here's the Saj that I'm not using, and then the Unity that I will be using. Now, before we jump into this Greater Rift, I want to mention this is without any legendary gems. And I'm only doing this on 32 because well, first off, 32 is not that bad, but also because I'm running out of time here on PTR testing, and I did get, for those of you who watch my stream, I cleared 34 pretty easily, and I was about a minute and a half shy of clearing 35, like I just ran out of time. And that's without any legendary gems, so this is an incredibly powerful build. And then my stats overall, so it's like fully buffed. I got a 55% elite damage. Gonna be going for, let's see, 42 cooldown reduction, 54 fire damage, a little bit of blizzard damage. Nothing too crazy. Here are the rest of my skills. You know, my toughness isn't that high, but it doesn't really matter because, again, I'm using Unity and I have Force Armor. So without further ado, let's do this bad boy. And one of the things you want to do is you want to kind of cast your Hydra preemptively. You know, I kind of do this like whenever I get a chance. And then, you know, you do get, this is like a different playstyle in the sense that you have to be kind of careful when you play. This is not a like run in and just smash stuff playstyle that you might be used to as a melee character. Just because, you know, you'll die. You'll die. You're not all that strong. I mean, you're a ranged class. You don't have that base damage mitigation, so you got to be careful. Got some reflect damage here, but it's still like it's not bad. And the 3,000 stacks, I'll show you guys what it ticks for at the end, but 3,000 weapon damage with kind of the setup that I have on Rift Guardian ticks for about 80 mil, which is not really that overpowered when you think about it. And we're actually like, I don't know where all the monsters went, but there's nothing here. But it's definitely not bad, and it's not really overpowered in my opinion. So here we go, get these guys, get out of here. Force Armor is amazing, guys. It's absolutely amazing. It is absolutely incredible. And Black Hole basically kind of finish it off for you. So I'm definitely falling behind here because this map sucks. But we'll catch up. We'll catch up probably on the next level. Got another elite pack here. And this is where you absolutely have to have Unity. And it also works really well with, you know, Safe Passage, because then you get that additional damage mitigation. And you could just basically teleport all over the screen. It's not really a problem. I absolutely love the playstyle of this build. It's very strong, but you gotta have damage avoidance skills if you want to be good at it. So that one's down, and you know, this is also a very, very good T6 speed farm build. Like, the Blizzard Apocalypse will one-shot mobs. It'll one-shot trash mobs in T6. So, and then elites, basically with the Black Hole and Hydra combo, they get one-shot as well. I also tried this, guys, with the cooldown meteor. I think the cooldown meteor is better for the speed farm build on T6, basically. But it's not as good in Greater Rifts. I feel like Hydra's a little bit better because it's going to keep doing damage. Once you get to a certain tier, the meteor's not going to one-shot stuff like it does on T6. But for a T6 speed farm build, you definitely want to go for the high cooldown meteor. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, see, this is like pretty low. It's pretty bad density here. But we'll make it. We'll be okay. We just need to get to the next level. Black Hole is absolutely amazing. With Blazer, does so much damage. Alright, here we go. Hopefully this is better. Oh yeah, there we go. There's our juicy pack. Ain't no thing. Easy mode. Easy mode right here. 32 easy mode. And wizards are back, guys. And this is not like the only good build. I mean, there are going to be other good builds, but I'm very glad that Blizzard finally made Firebirds a real set. That's legitimate damage output. It's very nice, and I don't know exactly what the best gems are going to be. The best legendary gems. That's you guys are gonna have to wait for 2.1 for me to make videos on that. But this is definitely a build that I will be playing a lot of. This is I don't want to say it's gonna be my main because I always play more than one class, but this is gonna be one of my main specs that I play just because I love Wizard. I love the playstyle. I'm glad they're back. And you can do some very, very respectable damage. But you have to be careful. Like, this is... I don't want to say this isn't a Raker's build, because, like, as a melee character in higher tiers of Greater Rifts, you're still kind of squishy. But you can get away with a lot more than you can as a caster class. And so you have to have, you gotta just be aware that it's a... I would say it's a harder playstyle, because you just have to be... you gotta be more careful. You're gonna get popped. But that's also why I love Force Armor. I think it's probably one of the best skills in the game. Especially, for Greater Rifts, because of how damage output works now. And most damage, because of Teleport and Illusionist, you can avoid most damage over time. So what you really gotta watch out for are the heavy hits. The heavy hits that'll one-shot you, basically. And Force Armor helps with that. Got some of the Leak Pack here. This should be fairly easy. Herp derp. Maybe not. Fire Chains you do have to watch out for a little bit. Just because that is fast damage over time, so Force Armor is not going to help you too much with that. Also, kind of while we're on the topic of this, I know I'm running with a Hellfire Amulet and 5 passes. I think the Wizard class is... For the Wizard, I don't know if Hellfire Amulet's really going to be necessarily best in slot, simply because there aren't really 5 passives that you have to have. Like, you don't need 5 passives. 4 is usually enough, and so one of the new 5 primary amulets, and I'm not sure what all of them are, I know Compass Rose and Traveler's Pledge combo rolls 5 primaries now. But I think that might be a contender, as well as immunity amulets. Now, for immunity amulets, I would say either probably lightning or fire would probably be best, because those are the ones that are going to kind of eat through your Force Armor very quickly, and they're going to negate the strength of your Force Armor. I know some of you might be thinking, well, why not use Count as Julia's cameo for Jailer? First of all, I think Jailer's going to get changed a little bit. It does a ridiculous amount of damage right now, and it kind of forces people to use the Arcane Amulet just for that reason, because it's unavoidable damage if you get within range. There's no cast animation. But for Wizards, it's not really that big a deal because you have Force Armor, and so Force Armor will help mitigate that Jailer proc. So it's not really an issue, in my opinion. And we're doing okay here. This is actually a little bit slower than when I did this on stream, but it's still okay. And the black holes, the black hole's absolutely amazing. Like it's absolutely incredible. And you just got to make sure you keep your procs up. Got a lot of mobs here, but they're all gonna die fairly quickly. Got a lot of mobs here. Look at that. Look at that AoE. Look at that AoE. Go, go, go. I love it. The Fire Wizards are back. And I think a viable alternative to this, because Blizzard, I think at higher difficulties, this Blizzard Apocalypse just might not do enough damage. It might not get you to your 3,000 weapon damage stacks quickly enough. So I think maybe Meteor Spam with the new Grand Vizier might be a little bit better. You know, with Meteor Shower, it'll help you get to the 3,000 weapon damage stacks faster. And that's really what the Firebird set is all about. It's not about attack speed, so you don't need attack speed with this build, guys. You want you want to maximize your damage while deprioritizing attack speed, so to speak. Because this is all about getting to that 3,000% weapon damage burn as quickly as possible, and then just kind of running around and doing supplemental damage while it ticks and kills everything. That's kind of the playstyle here. Which I think, yeah, he was. So there we go. It's pretty straightforward. It's actually it's a very fun build. I love this. I absolutely love this. And it's not like a twitchy playstyle like Rakers, or it's not weird. You don't have to jump around everywhere like a Barb. It's not an annoying Fist of Heavens build. It's not a shotgun build that I'm sure a lot of you are tired of. I know I am. Oops, I messed that up. And even in these more challenging mobs, this is why I love this build too, is with Black Hole, even with these really challenging mobs that charge you and Anarchs and all that stuff, you're still okay. You'll be fine. Just because you have your teleport escape skill and you can just Black Hole everything, so as soon as they start charging, one thing you can do too is just use it defensively. You could actually do what I'm doing right here, just Black Hole on top of yourself, and then you won't have any problems. As long as you're paying attention, this build is very powerful. Don't really have anything to worry about, other than just having enough damage output to kill things before the timer runs out. But that's where legendary gems are going to come in. So there we go. All that's dead. And the pull from the Templar is amazing. The S of Johann pull is incredible. You just have to watch out for damage over time effects, because that's the stuff that's really going to kill you. Alright. Should be getting close to the Guardian here. There we go. This is going to do it. Oops. There's the Jailer. There's the Jailer proc. But that's where your Force Armor comes in. Alright, here we go. Rift Guardian. Then also for some of these Rift Guardians that have those one-shot attacks, basically, where they'll kill you right away. I'm not sure what this guy's deal is. The Force Armor helps to mitigate that. So let's see what he's ticking for. Once this is over, once we run out, 120 mil, let's see, 84 mil. Yeah, so about 85 mil is what the Firebird's procs tick for, which is that's very reasonable. That's very reasonable. With this build, you don't have a spam skill, so actually elites, the Rift Guardian is gonna take a little bit longer to take down, and he's got 11 billion hit points. But it's not too bad. Let's see, if I didn't have Force Armor right there, I probably would have died. I probably would have got killed. That's why Force Armor is so awesome. Hopefully, take him down without spending too much time here. Come on. Definitely takes a while though. That's the other thing you have to consider with these builds. And this isn't an optimized build, guys. I just wanted to show this because I started playing around with it, and I'm so excited about it. I love this, and there are better ways of doing this, and I'm going to explore that in 2.1. So that's that, guys. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Thumbs up if you liked the video, sub if you haven't, and I'll see you guys soon.